Morning everyone. This is my 95 model two-door Tahoe. Has roughly about 160,000 original miles. Has been LS swapped. It was originally a TBI, throttle body injection 350 truck. And it's been LS swapped with a 2001 model, 2002 model 5.3 liter LM7 that is bone stock. I'm going to walk you around the truck. We'll try to get underneath and get some shots. I've owned this truck for a few years. 2019 is when I acquired it. I don't know a whole lot about it before then. It would belong to the same person for quite a while. And that gentleman used it more or less as a weekender to go ride around. He called it his quote-unquote hunting truck, but going hunting for him was really just driving down a gravel path and parking it, not any crazy off-roading. There are a few dents and dings. We'll try to get some close-ups on those. There are some faint scratches, so the truck has definitely been used. Back up here a little bit so you can see it. Obviously we're staring into the sun on this side. And I'll walk you all the way around and I'll show you the interior as well. So aside from the LS swap, the brake system's pretty much been replaced. Everything except the steel hard lines are original, as well as the brake booster. Everything else is all brand new, including the wheel hubs. Suspension has all been brought up to date. All new ball joints, all new steering, bushings. Rear springs were replaced, and those bushings were put in with energy suspension bushings. All right, let's see if I can get some close-ups. Transmission has been rebuilt after the LS swap. Went ahead and had it rebuilt. Some sheen on there. The paint on the sides is original, and based off of what I'm told, it's never been wrecked. The hood and the roof have been professionally repainted, and the painter also put new Z71 decals on it, as well as the trim, the lower molding on the trim on the body, and also buffed the sides. And so it's really great shape for its age. No rust. It's been a North Carolina truck forever, best that I can tell. There's a little spot just under this window here. There is a scratch right along in here. If you see it dripping, it just came from the car wash. It's been sitting for a few weeks and was just covered in pollen. Of course, you'll find some little stuff along the truck on the edges here. Again, great shape for its age. Probably not what you want to take to a best in show without some extra paint work. See that right there. Bumpers are original. The grille was replaced. The Chevrolet emblem in the middle is original to the truck. The grille itself was replaced. Headlights replaced. All the lenses have been replaced throughout. You can see a little spot right there on the fender where it was not painted, but again, the hood, and let's see if I can get up there so you can see the roof have been repainted. I'll get you a shot from the rear also. And once again, the lower molding was replaced. There is a dent. See, so you can see it in the door. There's a couple of dents in the door. Maybe from the other side would be a better angle. You can see a little bit right there and right there. That's obviously from a parking lot strike. There's also, you can't even see them in the camera, but there are some faint scratches along the sides right there. It's like from a tree branch, bush or something. Truck's riding on 285 75 16 E-rated Wild Countries. Get you around back here. Those were put on by the previous owner in 2015 or 16, 2015 I believe, and then he sold it to me in 2019. A little dent in the lower part of the tailgate right along in here. You can almost see a little in the reflection. Also, there's a few spots right along in here that you can see. Bumper, once again original to the truck. Truck does have a stainless steel Gibson catback all the way out, 3-inch. We'll lift the tailgate here. Since I had it, all the weather stripping around the tailgate and the doors have been replaced, not around the windows of the doors, but around the edges of the doors. Still have the original spare tire, but we've lost the cover. It was not present when I bought it. Most recently had the interior carpet replaced. Carpet was sourced from Auto Custom Carpets, molded to fit the truck. Also has the optional mass backing insulation. You can tell a little difference in the carpet right here versus this carpet. There's a little difference in the texture and the color. Get you a little close up there. This is original. This is the aftermarket carpet. But you can see, even still have the original gloves that came from GM, made in the USA gloves. They came with it originally. Jack and all of the hardware and tools are still there. Also, while we had the carpet being done, headliner was replaced. Didn't really need it, but it was showing its age, so just because went ahead and did that. They recovered the speaker grills in the top. All this done professionally. Moving to the driver's side. Original mats. Pull that out here so you can see underneath it. Once again, if you look side by side, you can see the original carpet doesn't quite match the new. It's very close. Trim pieces are original. It is a stick actuated 4-wheel drive, not the button. Seats are original cloth seats, completely original. No rips, no tears. Phenomenal shape for their age. There, dash. Does have an Alpine Bluetooth aftermarket stereo. I will show you, it does have a crack in the dash. Most of these trucks do. Use my hand there just for a scale. See how big that is right in that corner. Previous owner tried to repair it with some kind of white glue. Didn't want to make it any worse. There's also a split right. You can barely see it, but there's a little spot right there. The rest of the dash is in great shape. Save a few nights. I'll take you around to the passenger side now. Save a few nights. It's stored inside since I've owned it. Out of the sun, out of the light, out of the elements. Once again, we'll pull this mat out for you. Shot of the seats, the dash from this side. The seats are phenomenal shape, really. And they're the cloth seats that hold up way better than the leather seats of that era. It's the rear seat. Apologize, I'm not a professional videographer, so you can see a few shots of my fingers in there. Shots of the headliners, console. All the lights work. Visors were recovered with the same material used for the headliner. A shot of the back seat there. Okay. All right, we'll take you around the edges of the doors. You can see there is a little line you can see where the weather stripping has touched for years and years and years. Bottom of the door. And I'm going to take you around these areas here in the rear. You can see there was actually some protection film put on here. I'm not sure if that was a factory deal or if the previous owner did that, never asked. We'll go around this door as well. The sunlight, again, the same line from where the weather stripping's been sitting on it for so many years. No corrosion whatsoever. Okay. All right, let me pop underneath and show you. I guess we'll start in the rear. I'll show you some things. You can see the tread on the tires is still wonderful. I haven't really cleaned it up underneath. I have driven a little bit, so really only put about 6,000 or 7,000 miles on this truck since I've owned it. You can see a little surface rust up here, but really nothing cancerous in any way, shape, or form. But at least you can see it's not been undercoated to try to hide anything. New Bilstein 4600 shocks, front and rear. There is a little rust on the bottom of the bumper, but again, it's not rusting through. It's just a little surface rust. These are the original bumpers. As you can see, these bushings, when the springs were replaced, they're brand new springs. Bushings were all put in with energy suspension bushings. Okay. Let me get you underneath on the driver's side. So you can see the painter who painted the roof said, I did you a favor. And I just sort of shot some black spray paint on this just to try to dress it up a little bit, but you can see he did only what you basically could see from standing up looking at it. He didn't do everything, but actually I did not ask for that. The painter chose to do that and tell me about it later after it was already done. And as you can see, there is no rust under the bottom whatsoever. It's a clean truck, again, a North Carolina truck. It really has got a few miles on it, but it's really had a great life. You can see transmission's been rebuilt. Custom exhaust put in after the LS swap. You see those Bilstein shocks in the front. I'll get over to the driver's side, or excuse me, the passenger side, so you can see over there as well. One moment. All right, same deal. Painter just went at it with assuming a rattle can. As you can see, some rust. Underneath is clean, very clean. They don't get much cleaner for this age. Looking back, rear drive shaft, a few joints have been replaced, drive shaft rebalanced. One of the only problems I can mention about this truck is right there. That seal has been replaced, but it's still, it has a little leak in the rear of the transfer case. Again, the transmission's been rebuilt. Engine, all gaskets have been replaced. It's not leaking. You can see the energy suspension transmission mount that was put in. We'll take you around the front. Front here, not much to see, but you can see once again where those energy suspension bushings were used. Tie rods have been replaced. All the steering really has been replaced. Everything up through the lower shaft, which is a Borgeson unit, red head steering gear. All the other components are Moog. All right, let's pop the hood so you can see underneath. I guess that'll wrap up this video. Okay, so again, 5.3 liter Vortec LM7, still drive by cable, not drive by wire. That is the original AC compressor type. The compressor itself has been replaced, but a bracket used to relocate it to the factory location. So all the AC is factory and it does work. Radiator, all cooling system, everything replaced. Computer right here. Again, a bone stock LM7. Just had the sensors replaced, all the gaskets replaced, obviously new everything, plugs, wires, and once again the old brake system, everything replaced except for the booster and the steel hard lines. Everything else has been replaced. Everything works as it should. Cruise control works. I will make mention there is no windshield washer system. That is really the only thing that it doesn't have that the factory did. The windshield washer on 95 and down trucks sat right here behind the ABS control module. And this is where the computer needed to go. In later years, they relocated them to the front. So the connections are still there. The connections are still there and the piping is still there for the windshield washer system. Could definitely be extended and a later type bottle put in here, I'm sure. I just have not done it, never have. Also to note, the LS swap was professionally completed by a gentleman named Paul Falcon with LS Excitement in Durham, North Carolina. He did not hack the existing wiring harness. We did have an aftermarket PSI harness that was purchased for the engine control, and then it was tied into the existing harness. So the existing harness is still intact of the TBI. Nothing was taken out or removed. All the connections are there. They're very well tucked away and hidden, but they are still present. So I'll fire it up so you can see it run. Come to live. All lights off, but all lights are working. Put it around here so you can see it running. Get you a shot of the RPO codes and that'll end this video. Sorry, should have done that earlier. Still have the factory OEM manuals, or the manuals for the truck. They're still here and still very much present, with a handful of receipts that the owner gave us. And here's the RPO codes. All right, that's going to do it for this video. We'll get a cold start video soon, which will complete this one. Again, this truck is for sale.